Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to tackle a problem that on the surface looks kind of impossible. It's a classic from the world of software engineering, and yeah, it's labeled hard for a very good reason. But the solution? Oh, it is beautiful. It's a total masterclass in how you can solve a really complex problem by cleverly combining two simple tools you already know. So let's dive in.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to really dig into the puzzle itself and figure out what makes it so tough. Then we'll open up our toolkit and look at our two key building blocks. After that, it's the blueprint. This is the big aha moment, where we see how they fit together. Then we'll put it all to the test with a step-by-step walkthrough. And finally, we'll just sit back and appreciate the genius of this whole design.
All right, section 1, the O1 puzzle. And you know what? The entire challenge, the thing that makes this problem so tricky, is hiding right there in the name. Okay, so here's the mission. We need to design a data structure that keeps track of the counts of different strings. So you've got to be able to increment a key's count, decrement it, but here's the real kicker. At any given moment, you have to be able to instantly pull out a key with the highest count and another one with the lowest count. And this is the rule that changes everything. Every single one of those operations, inc, dec, getmin, getmax, has to happen in constant time. We call this O of 1. Now, simple updates might seem doable, right? But finding the minimum and maximum key instantly without having to scan through all your data, that just feels like it shouldn't be possible. So that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? How can we possibly build a system where the min and max keys are always just right there, ready to be grabbed at a moment's notice? No searching, no sorting on the fly, no matter how many keys we have? How do we do that? Well, the answer isn't some super complex, exotic data structure you've never heard of. No, it's all about taking two fundamental tools that really every programmer uses all the time and combining them in a new way. So let's pop open our toolkit and look at our building blocks. On one hand, you've got the good old hash map or a dictionary. Its superpower is instant lookup. You give it a key, it gives you back the value in O of 1 time. Boom. Then, on the other hand, you've got the doubly linked list. Its superpower is O of 1 insertion and deletion anywhere in the list, as long as you already have a pointer to the node you want to mess with. See? They both have these amazing O1 powers, but in totally different areas. And that, my friends, brings us to the blueprint. This is where the magic happens. This is where we see how to combine the lightning-fast lookup of a hash map with the super flexible structure of a linked list to crack our O1 puzzle wide open. So piece number 1 is our hash map. We're going to use this to store all of our string keys, just like you'd expect. But the million-dollar question is, what are the values going to be? We're not just mapping a key to its count. Oh no, we're mapping it to something way more powerful. And here it is, the big connection. For every key in our hash map, the value is going to be a direct pointer to a specific node inside a doubly linked list. This is our secret weapon. It lets us jump instantly from any key, like hello, straight to its exact location in this other structure. So what is this list even for? Well, I want you to think of it like a leaderboard, and it's always sorted by count, from lowest to highest. But here is the massive twist. The things on this leaderboard aren't the individual keys themselves. The nodes in our list are actually the counts. Each node is like a bucket for a specific count.
Just let that sink in for a second, because it's the whole key to this thing. We don't have a node for hello and a separate node for leet. No. We have a node for the concept of count equals 1. And right now, that node might contain the key leet, and then we have another node for count equals 2, which holds hello. Each node represents a single count, and it holds all the keys that currently share that exact count. This is the secret sauce right here.
All right, theory's great, but seeing is believing. So for this next part, we are going to walk through a super simple example and watch this data structure come to life in real time.
Let's get this thing moving. First, we call inc hello. Since hello is brand new, we create a new bucket for a count of 1, and we drop hello inside. Our map now points hello directly to this new bucket. Okay, next, inc hello again. Now watch this. Hello gets pulled out of the count 1 bucket, we create a new count 2 bucket right next to it, and hello moves in. And because the count 1 bucket is now empty, poof, it's gone. Finally, inc leet. It's a new key, so it needs a count 1 bucket. We create one and slot it right at the front of our list. And just like that, our leaderboard is perfectly sorted. Every single one of those moves was a quick O1 operation. No loops, no searching.
Okay, and now for the big payoff. Section 5, the genius of O of 1. After all that's set up, after building this clever little machine, let's see how it just effortlessly solves that original impossible problem.
And this is just the beautiful result of our design. Because our linked list is always kept perfectly sorted by count, that impossible question becomes ridiculously easy. You need a key with the minimum count? Just look at the very first bucket in the list and grab any key from inside it. You need the max? Just look at the very last bucket and do the same thing. There's no searching, there's no scanning, it is absolutely instant. It is O of 1. The puzzle is solved.
So really, the big takeaway here isn't just about this one algorithm. It's about a whole pattern of thinking. It goes to show that some of the most elegant and powerful solutions come from just combining simple, everyday tools in new and creative ways. A map's instant lookup and a list's structural flexibility working together to do something that neither one could ever do on its own. And it leaves you with a really interesting question, right? What other impossible problems out there are just one clever combination away from a surprise?